Hello guys, welcome back to Collapsing World, the mod where for some reason every leader forgets to take their schizo meds. And this video is no exception, but really quickly before we get into it, please subscribe, we're super close to 60k. In fact, subscribing to me is one of the key tenets of stoicism. I know I've played the Spartacus bun before, but this just got a new update, and I saw something very interesting in the focus tree that is definitely worth me checking out. Last time we played as Rosa Luxemburg and did whatever that entailed, but this time, well, it's gonna be very different. So you got like the communist path, this is like the social democratic path, but then you got this area. This area is really interesting because this white focus right here says re-establish the Western Roman Empire. But before we do any of that, we got to get through this civil war. The national spirits are what you would expect from a socialist militia, a disorganized army and crippling poverty. Anyway, the first thing I did with my political power is hire a chief of army because for some reason we have division templates that look like this. I mean, I'm going to take out this cavalry division. But I'll train a few of these. This is much better, well, for now at least. I also designed some planes early because the AI refuses to make them and they're really OP in this mod. There we go, that's better. And then we can put military police on this motorized division because that is our suppression unit. Cool, okay. So that's kind of a reform of the armed forces done. I eliminated some revolutionaries and began the Congress. This would determine who our leader would be, and for the path that we want to do, we need to choose Ribbentrop. Yep, you heard me right, Ribbentrop, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nazi Germany. What's he doing in the Spartacus Bund? Who knows? The women's rights activist is actually really good. Look at that support. I mean, social democratic support, not the best, but 8% stability and political power gain. I don't actually support women's rights or anything, guys. Let me just clear that air, okay? I'm just kidding. Anyway, the Congress of the Spartacus Bund. At last, we can hold the first Congress of the Spartacus Bund. The revolution has succeeded, but after it had a hard power struggle, it has ensured blah, blah, blah. We need to choose the DAA. I think it's the DAA, right? I'm going to have a quick double check. Yeah, victory of the DAA. We got it, the schizophrenic guys in power. Utilize prison camps. We have 5% factory out. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to do that. The Red Orchestra's melody. Let their voices inspire people. Yes. Otherwise, the communists won't come up with any bangers. Then there'll be no good music. There'll be no good patriotic songs for me to put in my tier list, guys. Go follow my Instagram if you want to see frequent updates of that tier list. And hey, maybe you'll come across your new favorite song. Who knows? This year, the Civil War begins, and it's largely the same. We don't really need to focus on it, nor did I struggle whatsoever. However, before the Civil War broke out, I came across this very interesting focus. What happens if our Führer Ribbentrop doesn't take his pills? He might go insane. Make sure the Führer takes his pills. That focus is remaining untouched for the rest of the game. Yeah, they don't. Why is it saying orange? They don't have divisions. They can't cover the whole front line. I can. I think we'll be fine. I began invading our greatest adversary, the German Republic. They didn't have enough troops to cover the whole front line, so after some messy snaking, they capitulated. This motorized guy is going insane. He's going around. Hey, we got it. That was the messiest civil war I think I've ever done. Next was that Polish Liberation Army, which of course stood no chance, when next year they would capitulate. Alright, done. Poland gone, and now we can destroy Polish monuments. The Civil War finally came down to me and the SS. Well, there was that Bremen state, which I killed pretty easily, but then after designing a light tank, I declared war on the SS. There you go, snap back to reality. The irony of that focus when you see what's about to happen. Actually, that Bremen state was undergoing some double penetration, where we had to share the peace deal, but we got most of it. Okay, we got most of it. Okay, yeah, cool. Alright, medium tanks. Cool. Let's make a decent medium tank. Alright, medium tanks. I then went to war with the SS, and upon some initial setbacks, I finally came out on top, but that would be next year. Alright, I've cut him in half. It should only be a matter of time. There we go. Alright, Civil War over. Ironically, the hardest part about this Civil War is actually assigning all the military factories that you get after coring the land. I just started putting it on like random stuff, like screw it, we're armored cars. After finishing this Civil War, I then logged off for a bit, so I could return rejuvenated and re-energized to restore the Western Roman Empire. I'm actually kind of sick right now, but you know what, we're pushing through it. We're pushing through the illness. So much for being re-energized, my nose feels like Niagara Falls. Fix all of my problems. Restore the fatherland. Yes! Look at this, Ribbentrop reunites Germany. Look at this, what's the song? What song is this? I don't think I've heard... Oh, we know this song. Yep, I know this song. I think the strangest part about this path is the flag. You got the monarchist colours with the hammer and sickle in the middle. Appease monarchist socialists. Whatever the hell that is. I mean, I think that can exist. But then what position would the monarch hold in society? Would they be wealthier, or would they just be like the same wealth as everyone else? Can you imagine your king just lives in the same apartment block as you? He's just your neighbor. You know, he works at the same factory as you as well. Anyway, the factory assigning was relentless. Like every week I was getting like 5 new military factories. I had no idea what to put them on. And for some reason, I have the bright idea of still building them. We haven't given him his pills yet. He's going to forget. Deliberately. Post-reunification economic transition. So it's going to be a bit terrible for the economy for a while. It's fine. We have a post-unification economic plan. Over in neighbouring France, they have spent quite a bit of time trying to defeat socialist Italy. Which is good for me. They're only weakening themselves, and if they do win, it'll just be one less country to invade. And then I got an event. The Führer has gone mad. The Führer has gone mad. Oh, so I'm good. I'm so glad I didn't give him his pills. Due to refusing to take his medicine, our glorious Führer Ribbentrop's mind has been changed in the most radical way. But he has multiple personalities at this point, and ultimately only one will become prevalent and decide the future of the country. He's the only man fit to become the Kaiser. Rome is order. Rome is civilization. Coup that madman now.
Rome is civilization. Rome is order. Rome is power. We are Rome.
There he is, Marcus Aurelius. Bro thinks he's Marcus Aurelius. We're orange. What is this? Roman realm of Germania. Now this path is absolutely ridiculously overpowered. We can core every Western Roman Empire territory. Let's now do the return of Marcus Aurelius. National syndicalism, 10%. This will increase the Volksemirs concerns. What is the Volksemirs? Essentially, that is the military who are there to defend the revolution, not necessarily re-establish the Western Roman Empire. We have to convince them that we're still spreading the revolution, and it's literally just clicking decisions to ease their concerns. Let's just have a conversation with Goring and Speidel. I'm sure when he turns up dressed as Marcus Aurelius, they're gonna think everything is fine. I'm sure they're gonna think it's all good when he turns up looking like this. Now there's recruitment centers that we can construct, which gives mobilization speed and 10% recruitable. Oh, I gotta keep lowering this. This is gonna be annoying. This is like the paranoia system. We can forge satisfactory reports. Anyway, it was time to start declaring war, and the easiest target right now are the lowlands. Well, it's probably France, because they're still fighting Italy, and there's no troops on my border, but, I mean, I want a bigger front with France first. There we go. Alright. Invading. Let's go. That's going to be really, really easy. Yeah, it didn't take me long to run over them. Luxembourg is a part of France for some reason, though, so I couldn't invade them just yet. So we're going to annex, and then there's the Congo, too. And that should be the Netherlands. And they don't have East Indies? No, they don't have that. Alright. Can take their navy, too, which I will go ahead and do. I'm getting so many factories. This is all cord. Oh my god. I want to produce... I guess I can make other stuff? I don't... I've got so many factories. Maybe I can chill out on the military factories. I can chill out on that. Let's build some civs now, because I'm just going to conquer and core the land. France still haven't beaten Italy, so they're going to be absolutely no problem at all. I was going to invade them, but they're making slow progress against Italy, which means that I would have one less country to invade if they do beat them in the peace deal when I beat France. If that makes any sense whatsoever. So I invaded Switzerland and Austria in the meantime. 700k in my army now. You got Joseph Stalin. He's a thing. He's real. Taking so long to beat socialist Italy, it's not even funny. So I started invading Switzerland and Austria, and they were no match whatsoever at all. And while I was doing this, they finally beat Italy. There we go, done. Alright. Now this is our entire front of France, by the way, because we got the Italy as well. Alright. Rip France. Yeah. They got no other majors, right? Yeah, it's just... There's France. Alright. No way this is all cord. No, it's not. It's a colony. Okay. I was going to say... All that's left now is Italy and Iberia. There we go. Republican Italy. I will take all that. Spain was really the only country that caused me, like, a problem. The problem lasted, like, a few months, and then I won. What is even going on? Alright, that's, like, all of Rome. All of West Rome. There we go. There we go. We've done it. There's the flag. The renewal of Western Rome. Is there a super event for this? There it is. There is a... If you want a rainbow, you have to deal with the rain. Hell yeah. There's still a few more territories that we need to conquer. As Rome, we need to have dominance over the Mediterranean, and Illyria and Greece being over there hinders our ability to do that. So I invaded with way more force that was necessary into Illyria. I mean, look at this naval invasion. And once they capitulated, I declared war on Albania and Greece. And then Greece. Oh, hurry up. There we go. No, I didn't. Alright, cool. That's it. Alright, we've done it. The Western Roman Empire. Now, this campaign was a lot easier than expected, hence why the video is so short. But I'm sick and uni has restarted, so I needed the time off anyway. But I do want to know what happens when the Volksmeer gets too concerned and then coups Ribbentrop, or Marcus Aurelius. Did a bunch of stuff, but now we've become the provisional military government of Germany. It turns into a duumvirate instead of a triumvirate like in the actual Roman Empire, where the two main people are Speidel and Goring. I guess, yeah, there's a bunch of bills that you can choose to pass or fail. They like fight, and depending on who you choose, you can get Goring or Speidel in charge. I chose Goring, and for some reason you turn into like a social democracy. Why is Goring like kind of like lenient? Why is he progressive? Why is Goring progressive? What is going on? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.